What's up, Izzy? So I say I got your question. And I'm really glad that you asked this because uh, on this occasion, I actually know the answer to it. This is what it says. Dear Torlando, what are some guidelines for dates with people from the internet? You're talking about internet dating or online dating. I've dabbled in it, and I'll tell you why. Because I live in a small town, and sometimes you will meet you. Sometimes you'll just know. It'll feel like you know everybody. So I've tried different online sites. I think the first one I went on was maybe called Single Saints. No, it was called ldslinkup. I tried uh, Zeusk. I've tried okcupid. I've tried Match.com. Let me tell you something about Match.com. Match.com is a waste of money. I I paid a little bit for it, and there is nothing on there but nurses. Every girl on there is a nurse, and I'm not trying to knock nurses or anything, but nurses tend to be kind of homogenous in their personalities, and that's fine, you know, because I'm probably homogenous in my own group. But my own group isn't necessarily that compatible with a bunch of nurses. You know, they got the highlights in their hair. I just don't really like highlights that much. But anyways, I paid money for that. Next day, I went out on my lunch break, and I had all my pink clothes on and everything, and I met a girl just out, and we ended up hanging out and had a real good time. I didn't really need the dating site. But that said, I have tried some others. There are some new ones on for the mobile phones that I actually kind of think are pretty interesting. There's Tinder, which in this town it seems like all the girls on Tinder they like guys that are gonna hang out at Dunkirk. I don't go to Dunkirk. I'm not knocking it. I'm sure it's a fine place, but I know if I walked in there, people look at me funny, like I accidentally made a wrong turn off of 4th Street. So Tinder, I'm not sure, but the one that I like is called Let's Date, and I've actually talked to some people off of that. All you do is you look at their picture, and then it has categories of things that they might like, and if you like that, if you like what they like, then I would probably try to date them. But if they are like, I'm a beach bum, and you know, I don't know what people do, but I go out to nightclubs all the time. You know, that's maybe not my style. So I'm like, don't date that. You know, and that's all you gotta do. You can say let's date or don't date that. It's that simple. And then if you have a connection, they make it easy for you to chat with each other. But here's the problem. Here's the real problem with online dating. And this is what I discovered. Cause I'm a nice guy. I'm a pretty nice guy. I like to get what I want. I'm not afraid of stepping on toes. But overall, I'm pretty trustworthy. But you cannot tell that from an online profile. And women online, they get inundated with tons and tons of dudes that are always just trying to say what's up to them. And so their inbox might be full with a million people. That's the real problem with okcupid is they've got an inbox full of a million dudes that they never want to talk to, because it's like, how do you stand out from the crowd? You can't. But then the guys, it's the opposite. The opposite is true. Ain't no girl trying to talk to you, and because they got everybody in their inbox, and if they find somebody that looks like a daggone model, then they're probably gonna try and click on him. So the creep factor is huge in online dating, but not only that, there's reason for concern. Because I just heard of catfishing. That's a weird thing where you pretend. Well, it doesn't sound like it's a new thing. It sounds like we always knew what it was, but it seems like they just got the name for it. It's where you're catfishing. It's where you're dangling that little finger like it's a worm, and then you're actually a hand. And that's the real problem. Is like you got these guys that are not who they say they are. So you just got to be careful with that. I would say if you're going to actually meet somebody in person from online, make sure that first you have become Facebook friends. That's a very important thing, because the Facebook profile is probably actually them. Second, you need to have moved on from the website to actual texting and talking. Maybe you're even Snapchatting. Okay, that might not be a bad thing. And then secondly, when you actually do meet, it has to be in a public place. I want y'all to be safe out there, you know? Because if you try to meet him at his house, he could have a chamber in his bedroom. Did you ever think of that?